Hey planner friends, it's Nia. Welcome back to Life with Nia. Today we are doing a flip through for my budget setup as part of the 2023 budget series. So if you have not had an opportunity to watch the other videos, I will link the first one down below in the description box so that you can start from the beginning. They're all linked together so that you can watch them in order. So for my 2023 budget, I am using the Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck boxed set. So each month is its own little workbook. I put a little sticker cover over it because I've been using the same thing for 3 years. And so this helps me to differentiate between the years and also give it some, little cute, different aesthetic. I have an Erin Condren monthly planner. Because of the limited number of pages, I also have an Erin Condren focus line notebook. So we will look at each of those, and then I will also show you what I am using to track business things, which is sort of something that I customize for myself in this book. So let's start with the Budget by Paycheck boxed set. For this, you have your monthly calendar. I like to lay out all the bills here and a little checkbox so I can check things off once they're paid. Usually I will write down some goals and to-dos on the line paper. I didn't this month. I photocopied this sinking funds tracker onto sticker paper and laid it down on this page. This is also a lined sheet of paper normally. And I use this, even though it may not be a sinking fund, I just use this to track different things. So this month I'm tracking saving $750 and paying off $1,000 in debt. Then I changed up how I am doing this. So we have our paycheck bill tracker. You get 5 of them in this book. I'm paid once per month, so I really don't need 5 of them. But there is not enough room here for me to list all my bills. So what I did this year is all of my personal bills are going to be listed here on this page. I do my cash envelope breakdown here. And then I did a photocopy of sticker paper for another paycheck bill tracker on the second page. And I tried to put just business expenses on this side. Then I do my cash envelope denomination breakdown so that I know what denomination of bills to get when I go to the bank. And that is basically what it looks like for me. I do sometimes use the paycheck bill tracker. I'll put like another photocopy down because that's the only other page that I use going forward. I'm not doing cash envelopes again. I'm not doing sinking funds again. So I cover all of that stuff that is in here up because I don't use it. I just use the paycheck bill tracker sheet, and I don't always use it. I'm trying to be better about using it, but for Etsy paydays, I may lay down extra sheets for that purpose. I definitely use it for my primary paycheck, but not necessarily for extra paychecks. Then I do the expense tracker. I do a sheet or a page, a layout, whatever you want to call it, for cash transactions, things like my variable expenses like groceries, household gas, bulk shopping, PD, and grocery shopping will typically go here. If I spend out of a sinking fund, it'll go here. Afterpay and Clear and I have their own page. And then one day they won't. And then anything that comes out of the bank account is the rest of the tracking sheets. So I use those. I'm working on getting back into, I fell off mid-year, using the extra pages back here that talk about where your money went, what percentage of money went to your specific categories, what amount went to debt, what amount went to savings, and so on. So we'll get back on that. And then I just stick a post-it here, and every Friday we do savings challenge updates. So that is how I use the Budget by Paycheck Budget Mom box set. And you get 12 of those, one for every month. Then I have my Erin Condren monthly planner, and I like to look at this as sort of like my home base for all things budgeting. This is my go-to place. And so we have where we will set up each month with our monthly budget. We'll put down bill due stickers for all the bills that are due, so it just gives us a good picture of the entire month. Now, I know some people do like a color coding for their various paychecks. Again, I'm paid one time per month, so I don't need to color code with different checks because one check has to cover everything. I like to lay down savings challenges on the lined notebook page and the dashboard. I just cover the dashboard up. I don't need it. And I put the 0 out challenge here. Then we get into the budget. So here I have income. It's all income. Income from my job, income from Etsy, income from YouTube, income from miscellaneous things. I just put it all on one page. This is new where I started putting goals here. Last year I had expenses, but I wanted to break my expenses up by personal and business. So I decided to use this page for goals and just made it like fun. So this will be monthly goals laid out here. Then I've got expenses, personal, business. And then we have cash envelopes and a sinking funds update page. So what we start with and what we end with, what we add, what we take away from our sinking funds each month. And then I have a debt tracker here and a weekly check-in here. I don't check in on everything, but primarily it'll be groceries, eating out, excuse me, gas, and maybe bulk shopping. Sometimes I'll throw PD on there. Excuse me. I usually only shop for him one time per month, so it's not something that I frequently need to check in. And then this is just a notes page. It's typically going to be blank. And then I will repeat the same setup every month. So I've started to put down February and March. Is partially done. April's partially done. So that will be the same setup for the entire year, unless I come out with something amazing that I think will work better. Then we get to the back. So we've got 20 lined sheets in the back, 40 front and back. Last year I was able to have 80, so I had everything all in one planner, but we have less pages this year, and I didn't have enough last year, so I definitely don't have enough this year. So the first thing I did was put down like some inspiration, and I actually have not finished this, but I started to put down quotes and things that speak to me. Then I did a goal sheet. So these are my goals for the year. They're not all financial, but the majority of them are. And then 23 things that I want to do in 2023. I'm only at 18, but I will think of some other things to add. Then we have our 2023 budget. So this is just personal income on this side, business income on this top side, and then we'll also track taxes that are paid for the business here as well. Then I did an annual expenses. I did a monthly column and an annual column. Personal expenses, business expenses, a monthly amount and annual amount. I threw in a savings tracker here because the goal is to save $5,000 to the emergency fund this year. So I have a visual tracker. And then on this side, I did what my emergency fund is for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. And I broke it down further by what I consider to be, I don't know if I would call it bare bones, but maybe necessities, with the exception of cable, which has actually since changed because I no longer have Dish. Then adding in, well, what would it be if I had business expenses added in, student loan debt added in, focus debt added in, sinking funds added in, and not all my sinking funds, because all my sinking funds is like $1,100, but specific sinking funds. And then so then I totaled each of those. So for necessities, for business, for debt, for focus debt, and for sinking funds. And so again, 3, 6, and 12 months. So that's my emergency fund setup. I have a sinking funds tracker on this side, and then sinking funds, like what is the monthly amount and what is the annual amount. And some of my sinking funds, like you may not consider them to be a sinking fund. So like I have my emergency fund as a sinking fund. I have PD as a sinking fund, even though his is more of a revolving fund. Money goes in every month, money comes out every month. Same with bulk shopping. Money goes in every month, money comes out every month. So it's just really how you look at it. Since I set this up, we made some changes. So we actually got rid of 2 funds. So, you know, things change. It happens. Then I have a debt tracker here. Haven't done anything with it just yet. Have all my debt listed out. And if you've watched my debt video, I talked about I'm going to focus by quarter this year. And so I have specific things that I'm working on for the quarter. Haven't done net worth. Not even sure if I'm going to. If you don't know, I'll tell you I owe just about $250,000 in student loan debt. So my net worth is negative. Retirement tracker. I'm going to do the same way I did it last year, what I'm contributing through my employer. But this year I'm also going to add what I'm contributing on my own, because I started contributing to a Roth with some of my Studio Bliss Co. earnings. Investment tracker. I'd like to do some investing this year. We'll see what that looks like. Project tracker. Then this is like my 2023 savings goals. And this is a monthly tracker, so I can look at a glance what I save each month and then total that I save for the entire year. This is a place for me to track the 100 envelope challenge and the numbers that I pull. This is a place to track the vacation savings, so that's $5 bills. And I just need to fill this in. I haven't gone in and finished it yet. And this is where I track the $5 bills that I save every year. So I can keep a running tally. I've got the 52-week savings challenge in here. Saveoply, 0 out, so I can keep the whole year at a glance in one spot. So I have it at the beginning of the month, but it is just for that month, so I don't have to keep looking back. So we'll do each week in January, and then in February we'll start a new one, and it will go here, and we'll do each week in February. This gives me the whole year in a spread, so that I can just look at the total in one place. I left these pages blank. We'll see if anything gets added there. And then I added this in. This is not something I did last year, but it's a place for me to track annual spending, sort of also at a glance. So I can put, you know, here, housing, insurance, utilities, whatever it may be, and then the amount paid each month, and then the yearly total. And I'm gonna do I did 2 of them so that I could do one for personal and one for business expenses. And then there's also like a place to track your savings, debt, retirement, and net worth on the second page. So got that as well. And that's pretty much it for this book. Now for the companion book, a lot of it is the same, but it is expanded. So I've got my inspiration again. Since this was just a notebook, I added a calendar. I've got my goals again. I've got my 23 and 2023, just haven't wrote it down just yet. I've got my annual budget, my business budget and taxes, my annual expenses and my business expenses. I have my emergency fund. Now, listen, I probably had a reason why I put a $10,000 tracker here instead of a $5,000, but I don't know what it is. So we have emergency fund again. Now, here's where it's expanded. So for my emergency fund, I have a goal of where I want to be by the end of the year. And I can break that down into 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, etc. So I have check-ins. Because also expenses can change. For example, I canceled Dish. It was $105. And now I have Hulu and it's $70. So in that instance, it went down. I expect my internet to go up in February, probably like $15. So I'm paying $55. I'm probably going to pay $70. So for what little I saved on cable, I'm not going to pay for internet. But, you know, so it's good to check in with are the expenses still the same? Are they less? Are they more? This will allow me to do that. So I have a 3, a 6, a 9, and a 12-month check-in for expenses. And then the same thing for business expenses. So I have a 3, a 6, a 9, and a 12-month check-in for the business budget. Then we have our sinking funds. So it's the same thing that was in the other book. And we have check-ins for the sinking funds. And this also will allow me to do like quarterly updates and film and show you where we're at for those things. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12-month check-in for the sinking funds. We have debt tracker, investment tracker, 2023 retirement tracker, again 2 pages, net worth, and this was for me to do net worth at the beginning and net worth at the end, so January and December. And then I got a couple of blank pages. We have our savings again, and this is all redundant. So you've got your 100 envelope, vacation, $5 bills, 52 week, Saveopoly, 0 out, and then we've got some blank pages. This is something I added where I wrote down like a bill tracker so I could see like how much are the bills and when are they due for both personal and business. And then that helps me when I go to put them in here on the monthly calendar. Makes it a little bit easier because I'm always searching for that information and I forget. And then I put the yearly spending overview in the back again. And I still have some pages left in here, so I'm not sure what, if anything, I will do with them. I did throw a book tracker in here. I'll probably put a project tracker in here. I might put a medical expense tracker in here. We'll see. But I have plenty of space to do all those things, plus have the expanded trackers where I can do the 3, 6, 9, and 12-month check-ins. So that is the companion. Okay, and last but not least, I have a sort of like a separate business book. This was inside my half letter the last 2 years, and I just wanted it to be in its own separate place, so I have sort of customized this to be what I need it to be. And I was using a financial planner insert from Ellemon Paper Co. It was a collab with Maddie Plan. She doesn't offer that anymore. So I got some of her other pieces to try to recreate it as best I could. In addition to that, I have some things from Cloth and Paper and Infinite Lotus. And then I am subscribed to Nora's Cove budget box. So I used all of those things to sort of create a customized business budget book for myself. So you open it up, you've got your 2023 dashboard. I've got some, you know, just dashboards that speak to me about financial things. So you have the power to protect your peace. I feel like, particularly with money and financial things, you want to definitely protect your peace. Got some note paper here. Budget's telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Have a calendar. Another dashboard. And then this was a place, this was in the last budget box, where we had money goals. So I haven't done this yet. I do have the goals because they're already in the other book, but for business, I want to transfer it here. And then you can break each goal down. So I think we've got like 5 or 6, maybe 8, 5 or 6 of them for that purpose. And then this is the first monthly calendar. So I went through on this calendar and did a lot of gold foil there, but I just added on whatever business expenses I had on the calendar. So on this calendar, I'm only looking at business expenses. I'm not looking at all my expenses. And I've got like 12 blank calendars in here. Then this is sort of just like a divider. And then we get into the business budget. And so this is a place where I can record income and expenses, where money is going, how much I'm pulling out in taxes, how much is going to operating expenses, and all of those good things. So I've got 12 of those. And then in the next section, there is a reflection, monthly reflection. These are from Cloth and Paper. Now this, I haven't decided if it's going to stay here, if I'm going to move it somewhere else, if I'm going to use it at all. I might pull it out. I don't even know. I do like that it's a blank note page on the back, but because these like monthly budgets are front and back, it wouldn't work to put it, it's 2 months basically, so it wouldn't work to put it there. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet. It may not stay. Then I have quarterly overview. So this was one of the things that was in the Maddie plans. It's slightly different. This is where I can put down income each week, total income, total expenses, taxes, and then total after expenses and taxes. And it's broken down. Basically, it's like a quarter per page. And there was a sheet that had where you could like do all of your annual things. That's the one that she doesn't offer anymore. So I think I bought this monthly stats tracker for that purpose, but I haven't figured out how to use it for that purpose just yet. But that was what Michelle at Ellemon Paper Co recommended to me. So we're going to see how we work that out. But that's what the purpose of this monthly stats tracker is. And I don't think I need all of these pages, but that's fine. And then I also got this bills tracker. This one's from Infinite Lotus. And it's different than what I thought it was going to be. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use this at all, but it was to serve that same purpose. Then I have a place to record business expenses. So I think just 1 page per month should do. These are from Cloth and Paper. These were things that I already had, so I could have ordered some to match, but because I already had them, I was trying to save a little bit. So got a place to record my business expenses. And then I think what I'm gonna do with this is this is from the Cloth and Paper. They gave us a finance bundle in one of the sub boxes last year. So I pulled out the savings tracker, and I actually have 2 of them. And I think what I'm going to do is track on one of them for my business money, how much I put towards my Roth, and I can do it weekly, and then total for the month, and then how much I put towards my profit account on a separate page. And then this has a place on the back for yearly reflection. So we have that. I threw this page in here because I like the prompts, questions to consider, and tips. And so then there's this, on the back of this reflection sheet, there's a place for gratitude. And then this, I like the savings challenge. This allows you to, over 26 weeks, save $3,920, or 52 weeks, $10,000. And I put the paper in here, and the paper is just, the paper to track it is just really for me to, like, one day when I have time to sit down and recreate it, because I refuse to write on this because I love it. I might just photocopy it and use it that way. But this is like, I would love to do this challenge, but I will not write on this paper. Anyway, and then this is not business related, but I love this sinking funds tracker because I'm always trying to, I don't know, I feel like it's a struggle trying to figure out what exactly do I have in each sinking fund. I think in part because some of them, you can only have 10 buckets at Ally. If you're not familiar, Ally gives you these buckets where you can categorize your sinking fund or what you're saving for. And 10 is not enough for me. So I got some things combined, and then I'm like, well, do I have that much in there? Or how much is for which category? So I wanted a place to keep track of it. And for me, paper and pen is the best way to keep track of something. So I like these because I can also keep track of on what date I put what amount in or took what amount out and what the current balance is. Point blank, period, simple. So I got enough of these where I could do one page for each sinking fund. I think there's something like 25 spaces here, so I don't think I do more than 2 transactions a month, so that should be more than sufficient, and each sinking fund can have its own page, front and back actually. So I could use these theoretically for a while. Now they're not necessarily business related, but I felt like this was the best place to keep these because I don't have anything else finance related in my half letter anymore. So I have the sinking fund trackers in here. And then the last thing I have in here is for just social media. I'm trying to be more thoughtful and consistent on social media. And so this is a nice little tracker from Poi and Hun on that I can keep track of each of my social media accounts. So I have a Life with Nia, I have a Studio Bliss Co, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. So I put those in here. Got a little bit of note paper in here, and then I added a pocket onto the back of, I didn't want to add a pocket onto the actual cover, so I added it onto the back of a note paper so I could put some stickers in there, and I've got some page flags and things in here, and that is it. So those are the tools, planners, and things that I am using in 2023. That is the flip of the mostly finished final product. Let me know what you're using. Let me know your thoughts on these things. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.